Yo, what's going on YouTube? This your boy Kamen Zero Spike back again once again. And today, people, today we're here for Ohsama Sentai King-Ohger episode 35. And with that being said, I would like for everybody to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for all the stuff that I do. But in this episode, we see that the kings are trying to basically figure out how they lost their kingdoms. It turns out it was Inkastopa. The first place to get taken over was Inkastopa because they basically used technology and the ability of the other jester. Her name, the female one, her name is Hurabel, and her ability is to like master manipulation, and whatever, if she tells you to do something, you're going to do it. You're going to follow her, unconditionally. And they basically use her ability to broadcast a global message, and by using Inkastopa's technology, and that's how she was able to basically like get majority, like just about everybody under her control. So think about this is just a guy's trip, because it's just the guys doing this stuff, like, because we see that Himeno has basically gotten her kingdom back. It seems like she has. It seems like she's gotten her kingdom back, and she has some more stuff to catch up on. And Rita, it seems like they're most likely just try to get all stuff back together in their kingdom as well, because all they basically say that their kingdom has become like a lawless land and all the prisoners are running amok. So they're there trying to get everything back into order. So we don't see we don't get the other two in this episode, but we see that the guys have gone off and trying to figure out what's going on. So they ended up going to Inkastopa to basically get things back in order. And also we saw that Gira wanted to beat the crap out of his brother, but Jeremy was like, "No, we can't do that," because he tells him, because like, hey, if you get if you fight him, you're gonna get captured, and we kind of need you because you're kind of like our biggest asset, like you're like the strongest one of us here. So you doing that and attacking, you outright just attacking Raculus like that would not be well for a lot of us. And yeah, we also see that Raculus is like kind of totally just with Doug. He's just kind of with him. Like, he basically says that the whole place was like, all of Shogundan was just meant to serve under the galactic insects. And I'm just like, yo, bro, like I do feel like Raculus is kind of playing them. I don't think Raculus is like that. I kind of think his loyalty of that is a front. Same thing with Suzume. I think her is also kind of a front too. Not her liking Raculus, because I know she actually does like Raculus, but her whole thing, I think she's just following whatever Raculus tells her to do. I feel like this whole Raculus being with the galactic insects things is a front. I could be wrong, because Raculus is the type of guy to do anything for some power, but at the same time, I don't think he is straight up following them like that. So we got some backstory on more backstory on Inkastopa. Most likely and most important, we got more backstory on Yanma, who, Yama was an orphan, and the only person he had was like the old dude who was teaching him about technology, but he died. So Yama had nobody. And we saw that his crew that he has now, his crew that follows him, his 4-man squad, including his retainer. We see how they met, and turns out they worked for a mafia boss who his whole thing was he creates like counterfeit money, and we said that his retainer, that dude used to be kind of hard. Like, he was hard. Like, he was beaten up. Like, when they first met Yama, they beat him up because he figured out how to let people know that their money that they were making was fabricated. It wasn't real. It was counterfeit money. And we see that the main laptop that Yama uses is the central computer to Inkastopa. And what Hurrybell wants to do is she wants to destroy that computer. She wants to destroy that main computer, because if she does, then all of Inkastopa is done. They get knocked back to how they were before. They get knocked back to the Dark Ages, and that's what they're basically trying to prevent here. So, there's basically almost no fighting in this episode. I mean, there is, but we see Yama, he just fights Hurrybell, and then the rest of the guys, they fight some Bug and Rock grunts or whatever. And yeah, that's really it though. Like, we see that Yama, I feel like the Rangers are getting stronger, because we see that Yama does say that Hurrybell is kind of useless. She's not that strong when her power has really been figured out. So we can just straight up fight. They can just straight up fight her. But they get to the throne room. They get to the throne room of Inkastopa, and we see that Yama's retainer. He was the only person that wasn't affected by her power, because he realized his mistake from before when she controlled him before. So what he did was he plugged his ear up with earplugs, and that's why he wasn't able to hear the message that she sent out, and that's why he also isn't corrupted. But yeah, so he does end up taking out the earplugs. I'm like, you douche. He does end up taking out the earplugs, and then she ends up using her ability on him. But his loyalty to Yama is so strong that his mind will not let him break, because she ordered him to destroy Yama's main computer. She ordered him to destroy that, and he is holding back everything not to do it, because he doesn't want to do it. And he ends up putting on the lie detector helmet and saying lies and shocking himself over and over again, because his body wants to move. His body wants to do it, but his brain is like, no, I have too much of a bond with Yanma, so I'm not doing it. So he uses the lie detector box to shock himself a bunch of times just to stop himself. And what happens is we see that Yama does fight Hurrybell one-on-one, and he himself, in exchange for his retainer, he decided to destroy the main Inkastopa computer, the laptop that he always carries around. He decided to destroy that, and when he destroyed it, then that's when everything got knocked back to the Dark Ages. So now Inkastopa is back to being how it was before, and we see that Yama and his retainer, they're really peeved. They're Yama's kind of cool with it. He's his whole line was, I'm gonna turn 0 into 1. I'm gonna be that guy. And his retainer is just this is stupid. But the episode ends off right there with them looking at the desecrated city. That's what they did. But other than that, this episode was dope. I love Yama. He's one of my favorite characters, and this him handling this whole situation all kind of smart, cool, and calm and collected. I think it felt like it was his plan to destroy that main computer and things like that. And we also found out that the original king of Inkastopa kind of ran off, he left, and that's why Inkastopa is the way it was the way it was, because they had no leader. So everybody just went back. So everybody just started trying to get it how they live, started doing crime, stuff like that. Because there's a whole mafia now. They got a whole operation where they giving you counterfeit money. They out here making money while making money. It is weird, but it still shows that people are gonna do these types of things, and when crises and stuff like that happen. But yeah, this was a great episode, man. I hate that this episode didn't have a mech fight. This episode also only had one or two, well, it's technically one, but two points of view of the rest of the dudes over here fighting on the Bug and Rock grunts, and you're over here fighting one of the jesters. So yeah, but other than that, this episode was cool. I mean, I feel like then we're gonna have a part 2 to this, because we didn't get a mech fight in this. We don't have a monster of the week type thing going on. So I wonder what they're gonna truly do next. I mean, we see that in the preview that they actually are helping out Rita and Himino. But yeah, we'll see when we get there. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But this episode was cool. You guys, let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about this episode of Ohsama Sentai King-Ohger. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. As remember, as I always say, guys, stay Henshined.